Cool. All right. Well, I am here with DJ Carson Fitzzz and been working with Verum Lux for a few years now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Good to have you.
Yeah, good to be here.
So yeah, tell me about your origin story. How did you get into DJing to start with?
Yeah, so about 5 years ago, during my earlier years of college, I was working, bartending at a lot of the Scottsdale resorts and hotels, and was really enveloped in that nightlife a little bit. So I was going to a lot of bars and clubs and concerts and just hearing a bunch of different music and DJs, and kind of just spiked my interest a little bit. So I kind of picked it up as a hobby, and then kind of started getting more serious about it. I started getting some small gigs actually at the resorts I was working at, and then I eventually met you at a wedding of a good buddy of mine, and I realized that DJing weddings was kind of the way to go, and something I was really feeling called to kind of get started on. And so I started working with you and kind of apprenticing under you a little bit and tagging along on a lot of your weddings and just really seeing how things are done and the right way to do it, I guess you could say.
Yeah, love it. Love it. So, I've actually known you because I've been DJing for so long, 13 years.
Yes.
I remember you dancing at your school dances because I was
Yes.
DJing your school dances,
Yep.
and you were like standout, dancing in the middle, jumping up and down. So I'm like, it seems like music has always been partying, celebrating, being in the middle of the dance floor. Like that's always seemed kind of your personality.
Yes, definitely been described as the life of the party or the hype man or whatever word you want to use, but just being high energy and really wanting to have a good time and make sure my friends and the people around me are having a good time too has always been something that I hold super high value to. So
Nice. And the school that you went to, you actually, wasn't it? It was ranked for student body in the United States or something like that?
Yeah. So we had a pretty good nationally ranked basketball program, and so our student section was very passionate about that in high school. And so I actually was the ringleader, I guess you could say, of the student sections at the basketball games, so leading the chants, emceeing the pep rallies was kind of how I got my start as the quote unquote hype man. So
Nice. Yeah. So yeah, you're not a stranger to the microphone.
no, sir.
Yeah, love it. Cool. Well, yeah, no, we've been loving. I know anytime that we work together, you bring energy just by whether you're DJing or you're working the light programming. People feed off of your energy at weddings, and so I know it's fun to watch. It's fun to see, like, your attitude is everything. So like, I mean, when you're at a wedding, how do you feel like when you're just, even if you're not DJing, you're working lights, you're at a wedding, like what is it about your presence that you just have a good time?
I think it's super important to realize that when behind the booth, whether you are DJing, manning the lights, emceeing, whenever you're on stage, you could say the crowd is going to mirror your energy. So if you're hyped, having a good time, dancing to the music, bobbing your head, raising your hands, whatever it is, the crowd, the guests are going to feed off that and mirror that energy as well. So
love it. Yeah, 100%. Cool. Well, when it comes to actually working weddings, what is your process when you work with couples? What do you like to get to know from them? Questions you might ask them that help you understand, like, okay, I understand what you're looking for, and I'm going to, I'm able to give you that.
Yeah, so I always like just start by getting really to know the couple. So maybe asking when they graduated high school, so we can kind of gauge the trends of music that was going on at the time of maybe the funnest time of their life, you could say, or college era, whatever it was. They were really listening to music a lot. Just gauge what was going on at that time, and then from there I'll kind of go from I'll kind of scope out their vibe and ask them, what kind of concerts and bars and clubs, if they do go to. So sometimes people go to country bars, or they go to the Old Town Scottsdale district and get down there. So I can kind of gauge based off those questions really what their music taste is and their energy level and their party vibe,
Right.
and just really kind of figure out where they land as far as the level of energy they kind of might want at their wedding.
Nice. Love it. So yeah, I'm like, I always love the example of if you have to play different genres, or maybe there's different cultures in a wedding.
Definitely.
So what's kind of your approach when it comes to having to play multiple genres, because maybe somebody likes country, or maybe there needs to be a Latin vibe, maybe Latin with American pop or whatever it might be. Like, what's your approach?
Definitely. My approach is always, having a good game plan going in. So if I know maybe it's a Latin American wedding, getting those Latin hits paired well with some of those typical trending American hits is super important. If I go in knowing that, it makes it a lot easier to transition genres and read the room. And sometimes, half of the crowd is really responsive to the one genre and the other half isn't. So based off just reading the crowd and kind of having a polished game plan going in is kind of the key to success in that specific area.
Nice. Yeah, I love it. Great. Well, yeah, when it comes to weddings, couples, they might maybe have seen things that they hate. There might be a nightmare for them. So like, when it comes to an MC on the microphone, I know that's a question we ask is, do you want a hype man on the microphone, an entertainer, or, someone who is, more chill, just making announcements where needed, or somewhere in the middle, kind of where do you find yourself as like a sweet spot? And, how do you approach that?
I would say, so that's a question, we definitely always ask the couples first, knowing if they really want someone who's high energy on the mic, bringing people onto the dance floor when it may be kind of a difficult situation where people are off, and try to bring them on by being on the mic, or if it's something more where they just want someone keeping it a professional, smooth transition, keeping the night going, make sure the timeline is going well, and that really everyone is kind of on the same page with the planner and the timeline. I would say my sweet spot is somewhere in the middle of high energy while also maintaining professional regard, to where I'm not too abrasive on the mic, making people feel uncomfortable, or like they're being yelled at the whole time. That's definitely not something I would do. So.
Yeah, right. No, and I mean, it's for me, what I can say about you is like, when it comes to the dancing part of the night, like that's where you're like in your element, and like the music's playing and people are dancing, like, you're having a good time. So
yes.
Love it. Awesome. Well, what would you say is your purpose for when it comes to DJing weddings? What's the why behind what you get out of it and why you're doing it?
Definitely, coming from kind of a big family, and having been to a lot of weddings, whether it's, family weddings or friends' weddings, I learned that there are some of the best days of people's life, whether it's the mother and father of the couple, or the couple themselves, or just the guests. The weddings are something that's just super valuable to people, and being able to create memories and moments that people remember for their whole lives is something I see super valuable. And so making sure that I do my best to give people those moments and memories is kind of what drives me to do what I do.
Nice. Love it. Okay, last question. So what do you wish couples understood about the impact of having a great DJ?
Yes, I think sometimes people have this understanding that a DJ is just someone that gets up there and presses play on music and switches songs, and make announcements when they need to be made. But really, it's someone who's going to curate the vibe of your night. It's someone who's going to create those memories and make those moments special for the couple. So really, helping people understand that it's more than just someone playing music is something I wish more people would understand. But
no, definitely, it's amazing. It's experience. Once you start doing weddings, all of that stuff becomes valuable. It's not just mixing music. So
definitely.
Well, awesome, man. We are super pumped to have you with Verum Lux Entertainment, and can't wait to do some more weddings with you.
Cheers.
Cheers.